All right, Taylor, let's take a look at your paper. MLA format first. This looks good. All of this looks good. Got it some extra space here, so you're going to want to redo that. Just looking at the length of your introduction, I can already tell you it's too short. You start off with a good quote by Bill Gates. This doesn't make sense. By the development of becoming rich and famous. I'm not sure what you really mean by that. So this isn't a bad explanation or extension of that first one, but you're trying to make this your topic too. Take another sentence or two before you kind of dive into this, and then introduce the topic about there are steps you have to take. It won't have to be your mistake if you follow these simple steps. So you're introducing a list. So what do you put there? A colon. Move, blah, blah, blah. By following these steps and getting away from who you truly are might be a better way to say that, comma, it will help you become the celebrity you always wanted to be. I think that's not bad. So you definitely need some extension. You need another sentence or two in here to really kind of lead you into your first body paragraph. All right, so not a bad thesis, except you repeat a lot of what your topic sentence, but you repeat a lot of what your thesis was. The whole becoming the celebrity you always wanted to be, become the celebrity you always wanted to be. You don't want to have two sentences back to back that have the same ending like that. I like the idea of people are, who are holding you back. Now, everything you have in here is very plain. It's just typical information. You say to move to a big city, but you don't name one. You don't have a statistic that talks about the city that has the most celebrities in it. You could say Hollywood, you could say New York, maybe even Chicago, but you don't bring up any of those things. You talk about becoming friends with famous people, but you don't give any examples of who you should become friends with, who's maybe a really connected person that you should become friends with. You say to move into a great big house. Okay. Now, what's another word for a great big house? You can say mansion, you can say luxury mansion, you can say, fill in the blank, but that needs to be better. But also, if I don't have any money, how am I buying a really big house? Are you assuming that I already have a lot of money and I'm just trying to become famous now? Because otherwise, that doesn't make sense that I'm buying a big old house when I don't have anything. You need to find new belongings. Like what? Bearskin rug. I need to find, chandeliers made out of rhinoceros horns. I don't know. Something that's creative and interesting. And you'd say that there's people holding you back, but you never mention people holding you back in here. So talk about, the city you live in has all these, leeches that all they want to do is hang around you because you're the hottest thing in the city, but, they're holding you back. So why not move to a big city like New York where you can leech onto other people, I don't know, something. But Taylor, you got to add something specific in here to create an original, unique step here. You need a really strong transition in here to the whole style part of your paper. So try to work on a strong transition there as well. Looking at it again, maybe this is an okay transition, Taylor. I take back that last comment. The idea of becoming a whole new person. I guess that does make sense. So I digress. That's fine for a transition statement. Okay, guess what I'm going to say in this paragraph? You need more original thoughts. You don't have enough of them in here. What kind of clothes should I get? What kind of hair color should I look at? What kind of makeup is going to work well with me? This is finally some voice. It looked like an ugly raccoon, so that's really good. You got a run-on sentence here, so you got to fix that. You don't want to overdo it, but yet you would overdo two words here, so put them together. Overdo the makeup. If you want to look up for the internet, if you're going to become internet famous, you got to have another transition there. But again, not enough specific things. Give me some examples of celebrities that radically changed their look, and now they're over the top famous. Something like that would be good. Support for your paper. All right, this topic sentence needs to be a little bit stronger. Not that just these other steps will make it easier. I think it's got to be stronger. Singing, dancing, makeup, funny videos, etc. Citation, make sure you capitalize. Most of these are going to be capitalized in your works cited page. You got to capitalize it in there too. You should do a lot of research. You just need to know information. But this is so plain and so I hate to say this, Tayla, boring. It doesn't add anything to your paper, doesn't make me want to read on, doesn't have any unique word choice. I don't see your voice in here, which is surprising because I feel like you can have a really good narrative voice when you write. You're just not showing it in here. You need to keep it up for a year. Why? Oh, just because you want to get tons of views. The Beeb, so there's finally some voice there. And again, you're probably going to capitalize most of those major words in there. If Justin Bieber can do it that easy, comma, so can you. After or even in the middle of you trying to become internet famous, comma, find yourself a hot, rich, or famous boyfriend and marry them. Now, I should have realized this, obviously, when you talked about makeup, but this is strictly towards females. And I think that changes a lot of what you can do in here. I would definitely bring that up in here, that it's directed towards females and what females can do to be famous, because this obviously isn't a primer for me to become famous. So you might want to make that specific at the beginning. Alright, so the last step is to find some rich or famous. Why? Because it'll do this for you, which is good. Even if you're already famous, it'll get you more publicity. And it will be more beneficial if you're with someone that is popular. This is more about clothes, so I feel like you can move that. And even this next sentence too. This is more about the whole possessions thing from the first potty paragraph. So I'm not sure this is in the right spot. You got a space issue here, too many spaces. So really, what is this paragraph telling you about marrying? There's nothing really in here about marrying other than how you should act. So I really feel like you should reformat this paragraph. If your support's going to be about how you should act, then change your paragraph, because this is really supposed to be about like the steps to get married to a famous person, or a rich person. So what are the steps to get close to that person, with the end product being you get married. So focus on that at the end there. Now, if we go back, the other thing I wanted to look at too, getting away from who you truly are. You kind of touch on it in here. Maybe touch on it in here. I don't think this is really touching on being who you truly are. This one, finally, who you truly are, that gets a little bit in there thrown at the end. What I'm saying is you need stronger connections to your thesis statement. So try to figure out stronger ways to lead it into your thesis statement. All right, so you have a restatement of your thesis. You go over your main points, which is good. Don't use the word very. You have a quote from Denzel. I'd love to see more support, though, in the body paragraphs. You have a quote in the conclusion and the introduction, only one in the bodies. I feel like I'd love to see another quote in there, something to back up what you're trying to say. You have to, don't say kind of, you have to put yourself out there to try and be the best that you can be. Get out of your comfort zone, the fame is yours. It's okay ending. I bet it could be more interesting. Go back to maybe the quote at the beginning. Would be one thing to do. This needs to get erased. This needs to get erased. And then whatever's left, you have to go in alphabetical order. So fix that works cited page to make sure it's right, but everything else looks correct. All right, Tayla. Organizationally, you're fine. We need much more specific examples and better word choice and a better voice overall as you write this. But it's a good start. Hopefully you can build on it with a rewrite.